This is CoinsKid. Hope you had a good Wednesday and hope you have a good Thursday. Once again, thank you for your continued support across the channel here. Sharing is caring, and I appreciate everything that you do to contribute to the growth of this channel, and the comments as well. Thank you very much for all the comments. It's so nice to see those comments and go through them, and yeah, it's brilliant. Thank you. It's all good. It's all good. So at the moment, we're diving into Vechain. Then you can see that Vechain is sort of gone up and it's hit its head on a bit of resistance there. Yesterday, you can see that it's actually hit its head. I think we made a video around about here, and I dropped this level in and I said that you may run into a bit of resistance and a bit of a pullback, and we did actually get that. So that's fantastic. These fibs, do drop them on your projects, okay, and on your charts, because they're fantastic to look at, and they give you sort of levels. They sort of allow you to look into the future, basically, and it's really good. It's a very, very good tool. So it's Fibonacci retracement tool, okay, on your charts. It's third column down. And you go down there, the fib retracement. I've got mine bookmarked on my little toolbar. I am going to make like a tutorial video. I get so many questions, repetitive questions about the same thing, and it's difficult to keep answering the same question, obviously in text format. So I'm going to make a series of tutorials on how to sort of use these, how to use TradingView and the particular indicators here and tools. Okay, so yeah, enough rambling. It's good. It's good. It's really strong. We're having a little bit of a pullback at the moment, but that's to be expected. Okay, again, it's perfectly healthy. And like I said to you, if you're not involved in Vechain, then do target these pullbacks, because I think what you might be looking at is sort of this sort of thing. You might have hit your head there on that level of resistance, or a bit shy of this particular price target. Okay, but do anticipate that we could fall back on this particular level, this 1414 now. Okay, because we are really strong. We're in a bull market. It's a bull market, okay, and it's a continuation trend. It's an uptrend, and what you're doing when you go up, you're falling back on support, and it's all good. It's all healthy, and it's what you want to see, these little pullbacks, okay? So you could just bounce back off here and act as this level of support, because you can see what you've done. When you've gone up here, you've hit your head, come back down, okay? You've almost kissed the yellow line, which is the 20 EMA on a 4 hour. As a level of support right there, and then you've come back up and had another go at it. I did say to you, run into this particular level of resistance yesterday. See, these were great in and out short opportunities here. So when you hit your head, you go short, and you look to sort of come down, take a bit of profit, okay, jump out the trade, and when you start to pump back up, you go for another long, okay, and you come back up and you hit your head, and that's another nice little trade. So in and out trading, okay. Don't forget, this is a 4 hourly candle, so if you look on the hourly candle, you can kind of see the trades a little bit better. Do you see that? So you come up, hit your head, come back down, go long off the yellow line there, hit your head, go short, go long, hit your head, go short. You would have got stopped out there, but you would have taken a little bit of profit because you come back down and bounced off the yellow line. Do you see that? So yeah, now you've marched on and you're going through this level of resistance. You've smashed through that now after a few tries, and now what you've gone up, you've gone up and you've sort of hit your head on this price prediction here, and you're falling back now, just like you did here, falling back. It's all good, and you're back testing support. So you can see that you're back testing this 1414, okay, and this level of support right now that you're falling on. But you've also got the yellow line here, which is acting on a level of support as well. So look how this is creeping up, and just like I said in yesterday's video, as this creeps up, it forces you into moving up, okay, unless you start to fall through it. But then when you do fall through it, you're creating a larger retracement wave, and you enter a level of sort of consolidation, and it sort of goes sideways a little bit, and then potentially start to fall back through the EMA there and test this red line, just like you did here. So I would expect, a healthy outcome here for Vechain is to sort of roll over a little bit here, probably potentially hopefully get to this high and just sort of touch base with it, then potentially roll over, because you can see here, look at this. You've gone up in a massive impulsive wave there. You rolled over, okay. It's like quite a large little correction there, because that was a rising wedge. Do you remember that? Just like that was a rising wedge. You rolled over, and that was a longer level of consolidation. But here, you've sort of, because it's so strong, you've gone over and you've hit the red line of support, bounced back up, and look at that massive, mega impulsive wave just there. Then you rolled over, and inside this impulsive wave here, you had sort of these small little pullbacks. Do you see that? These small little pullbacks. So you've experienced a very similar sort of wave here, where you've gone up, but you've had a small little pullbacks. So I would anticipate that just here, if you do hit your head on the ceiling, do expect it to roll over, okay, and then touch base with this yellow line, which is 20 EMA. Sort of slow down and consolidate for a little bit, allow it to catch up with itself, because otherwise you're going to start to get overextended, and then you can actually start and form these large rollbacks and sideways consolidation events if you get too far and overextended, you see. So far so good. What I'm anticipating is, and it's not financial advice, is you may run into this level of resistance. You can see you are, okay. You can see it's sort of getting a little bit extinguished, because this impulsive move is large and this one's less, so you're sort of running out of steam, so to speak. Roll over, backtest this level of support. Just hang around here for a bit, allow these these EMAs to sort of creep up again and sort of potentially go sideways for a little bit, where you could get a fantastic entry point if you're not already in Vechain. It's come up like this sort of thing before it refuels and takes off again, and from that we'll be able to derive a future price prediction once we get this retracement wave start to fall back on itself. So what you could do here is move this up. So what you could do here, if this is a bit of a top right there, if we are hitting a bit of a top, okay, and we do start to retrace, you can actually drop your fib in here to find some levels of support that you would potentially target as entries, okay, and also support that needs to hold. If you do start to see it retrace and roll over more, okay, and come back towards this yellow line and red line, then you obviously want to set your fib in here and sort of set a target. So you go from the top and you go down to the previous swing low, which was just here, okay. That's what you've done. You caught that swing low, swing high into a swing low, found base, then you start forming this new impulsive wave. And if you was to get the rollover here, I'm saying if as well, by the way, because it could actually just smash it, but I'm just saying if you do start to see the rollover, do bring your fib on it, okay, and anticipate that as a bit of a top there, okay, and then you'll start to see it fall back through these levels of support. And like I said to you in numerous videos, okay, you can't lose a 0618, because if you start to lose that 0618, you're actually looking at a reversal wave instead of a corrective wave, okay, a basically retracement wave. So you may start to see Vechain sort of roll over here. In a really strong uptrend, you would anticipate that it usually bounces off at 0236, okay, and marches back on. But if you do start to lose that level at 01731, okay, and it rolls over, do anticipate these particular levels here as entry points. And this particular one here, okay, this is a golden ratio. Once you lose that on a retracement, you're looking at a larger correction in the grand scheme of things, and potentially coming back down to test the previous swing low. Do you see where the swing high sits? Okay, the swing high sits on the golden ratio. You remember what I always say to you, when you go up, okay, you usually come back down and land on the swing high as a really, really strong base. If you lose that, you're looking at that correction. Do you see that? Do you understand what I mean? So you're looking at like more of a reversal wave, which actually comes down and sort of restarts again before it gets going. And that when you lose that golden ratio, the previous swing high, okay, as support, you tend to hit a level of consolidation where you sort of roll and go sideways for a little bit. It gets a bit boring, gets a bit choppy before taking its next leg up on the next impulsive wave there. So that's basically it. If you do see Vechain roll over here, which potentially could happen because it has got a little bit overextended, to be fair, that's a big impulsive wave, a small little corrective wave there, and then you see that the waves are kind of running out of steam a little bit, which is good. It's healthy, okay, it's not crashing. A little bit shy of our price prediction, but that's unfortunate. But it's not always going to be on the money, but you can see it's got up there quite a bit. So if you do see it roll over again, just target these levels as entry. This is a really good entry level just here, okay. I do anticipate that particular entry level is sort of the best entry level, and I will be personally putting some bids in at that level if I do see it start to roll over a bit more, because that's a really, really strong level that's supported on the Fibonacci retracement there. And you can see it will just sort of wick down under the yellow line there, just as it did on this particular correction there, when it sort of rolled over and sort of come down, wick down below the yellow line, and that would have been the 050. So that's Vechain. Just a quick update for you today, but it's still all good. We're in a bull market. You're looking across the board and it's fantastic. Obviously Bitcoin's sort of slowing down a little bit, so you do need to keep an eye on that as well, but so far so good. And I'm glad everyone's enjoying the content, and please keep doing what you're doing, keep smashing that like button. Yeah, what we got, what could we potentially look at? You could look at a bit of a short opportunity from here, okay, down to this 05, okay, just set a little stop loss in there and take profit of 15%. So that could happen if you do start to see it roll over, open a little bit of a short, but then that's if it doesn't bounce off this 0236. So always, you know, take profit where you can and set stop losses. So it's all good. Catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye bye.